Hello, my snacks. Welcome back. My name is Jack the Snack that smiles back. Ah! No beard! Ah! Disgusting! Yes, I'm filming another season of the Smashdown this week, so I've got to keep this baby all nice and clean. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited. I'm playing Agatha Christie this season. The resemblance is uncanny. Anyway, you're here for some more stories of the internet. Today we're highlighting the TIFUs of the world. People who fricked up in extraordinary ways. But some of them today, they're, I'm not sure if they screwed up or just in screwed up circumstances. Today I fricked up by looking at my dead husband's phone. This happened about a year ago. My husband and I were married for 6 years. He had some issues while married, including frequent business trips, not doing any chores while home, expecting that I would cook something for every meal while also working full-time. Just generally lacking empathy or affection. Now, no, she didn't kill him. It's not the screw-up here. She didn't get caught by police. He died while away on a trip in a car accident. They gave us all of his belongings, and it took me a few months just to want to have a look through them. To settle his estates, we needed to find out where he kept his money. All the accounts I knew didn't have as much money as I thought we should. I looked through his work phone to see if there was any bank accounts I didn't know about, just to realize they were full of pics with his ex. I didn't want to look, but I had to. His business trips were all to see her. There were messages from when we first met each other till today. Even during the wedding, he messaged her saying he hoped it would be her next to him. My entire marriage was a sham. I talked to the husband of the girl and showed him all of this, almost as an act of revenge. A year later, I still go to therapy. I attempted to end myself once, and I can't trust anyone, possibly ever. Oh yeah, they start out fine, don't they? So hopefully by the end of that story, you're kind of wondering, well, maybe she should have. Maybe she should have killed him, not her. I'm not good at saying things sometimes. Overall, short story, but I think a good message into the fact that if your partner is not giving any decent level of respect to you, leave them, because I guarantee they're not disrespecting you even when your back is turned. But hopefully that's the last of dead people's phones we have to deal with. Today I fricked up by snooping through my dead dad's phone. I'm a 23-year-old female. My dad, who's 70, died last week after a very quick bout of cancer. My mum and I have been slowly clearing out things and organizing paperwork. We charged his phone to be able to respond to anyone who texted or called him. Me, being the snoopy idiot I am, decided to look through emails and texts for any subscriptions or services we may need to cancel. Or, at least, that's what I told myself as I was searching. Honestly, I think I was looking for evidence. He wasn't the best dad, and I've caught him on dating sites on his laptop before. Anyways, I'm looking through his sent emails and seeing lots of female names. I shouldn't have clicked. I really shouldn't have opened them. Oh, but I did. I was maybe expecting some short messages or pictures or videos he saved, but what I found was so much worse. Message after message to countless women telling them how much he missed them, loved them, was turned on by them. Messages telling them exactly what he planned to do with their pictures. I stopped looking at the emails after I opened one with an image attachment. I now need to bleach my eyeballs. But that wasn't all. There were texts to women dating back to when he got his new phone over 4 years ago, continuing conversations from his old phone. Who knows how long this has been going on? What's that? You want a bit more specific, T? Well, don't worry. Daddy Jack's got you. Well, the OP does. They elaborate more, but I'm helping, okay? You ever look at someone in public and just wonder that they probably have the most weirdest fetishes? This is the proof as to why that theory is legitimate. Here are some highlights that I find a little funny. He was an extremely conservative Republican, yet a lot of the women he was texting were transgender women. He wasn't okay with supporting transgender women's rights, yet he's okay with smexting with and jerking off to them? Okay, you lol, sure. Something he frequently told these women was, "Putty putty, lol." And that's how become a running joke between my boyfriend and I. I am simultaneously amused and horrified. I never wanted to see what a 70-year-old man thought was. I am simultaneously amused and horrified. I never wanted to see what a 70-year-old man thought was a smexy thing to send someone. I am disgusted. Now, this is my own fault. I fricked around and found out. I will never snoop through a dead person's sent messages again. That is between them and whatever god they believe in. Take that smick to the grave. Nasty. Now, what I love about this post is the fact that it seems to be a universal phobia among people. The reality of possibly having to snoop through your parents' stuff when they pass. Dad died 2 weeks ago. I already know some of what I will find, BDSM stuff, and I am terrified of what I might, to the degree that I am considering bringing in a friend to sort through what I dare not.
Oh, is this a job? Oh, I'd happily get paid to snoop through other people's stuff and write reports on it.
Yeah, that's a promising business venture. Though yes, as this comment says, I mean, it's technically what real estate agents do anyway. Someone passes away in an estate, they clear it out. They will see everything you've hidden. Madam, we know that nightlight is just a dildo with a light bulb on it. Moving on to what should be a life lesson for those who are young, horny, and, well, in most cases male in this circumstance. Today I fricked up by engaging a horny random on Instagram. Saturday morning, some random woman on Instagram slides into my DMs and does the bare minimum to get to know me. Asks where I'm from, and I keep it coy. Planet Earth, I say. I ended up telling her what state I'm from after a playful response. She then wants to exchange Snapchats because I'm kind of horny and bored. And I expressed some doubts, and she went silent. Several hours later, she sends me another message, and still wants to smext. I can't even say I was overly horny, let alone drunk or high, but I bit. She had rules, she sent one, and then I sent one. After a few going back and forth, quickly escalating. I didn't notice she was saving my snaps. Then the other shoe drops and she sends me an ultimatum in Snap and Instagram. Send me $300, or I send your pics on a group chat to all your people. Your career will be over unless you pay. I work a very blue-collar job, and I know that pics last forever. She could back them up, or just send them anyway after I pay. We went back and forth for a while. They immediately shaved $100 off, which my stupid butt called out immediately. After they took another $100 off, I was getting tired, and my anxiety was near limit. I sent $100 via PayPal. Then, as I had predicted, they instantly reneged. They wanted the other $200 sent to a different email that I didn't see until it was too late, because I sent another $200 to the same address just to end it. But it didn't end it. After using the exact same threat and a show of confidence, moving everything to the trash file, but not deleting fully, which I told them not to bother because they could easily double-cross with a backup if they wanted more money, which they did. They asked for $200 more on the other email account. I was done. My brain felt burnt, and I needed to attempt to get some sleep. Blocked them, and turned in for the night. It's 8 a.m. the next day, and nobody I love has called me asking what the frick. But I'm still very uneasy. So, first of all, this is absolutely scamming and extortion. You're a genuine victim in this circumstance. This was completely consensual at first, but clearly they were using it to try and extort you. No shame there, my man. I mean, look, you get horny sometimes, people. Sometimes you find an opportunity comes to you to let it out. But yeah, maybe use this story as a life lesson that what you send is out there forever. Moving on to an unnecessarily open-speaking dinner table. Today I fricked up by joking after my brother confessed to incestuous thoughts. I, a 14-year-old male, was having dinner with my family. It was a normal day, not very special or different. Not yet, at least. A few minutes after we started having dinner, my brother, 19-year-old male, confessed to having incestuous thoughts about our mother, who's a 46-year-old female. He started sobbing while he was confessing about his thoughts. Mum looked both disgusted and shocked, and Dad, 48 male, shared a similar look to her. I have this thing where when I'm uncomfortable, I crack jokes to lighten the mood and calm myself. I said, Christian much? That was a mistake. My sister, who's 16, who was already quite shocked, looked even more shocked at the thought I'd make a joke. I had made it worse. I had a talk with my sis about it, told her why I did it. She understood, but she also told me that's best to avoid doing that in the future. I'm currently trying to avoid my brother. I don't want to associate with him right now, to be honest. I heard my mum crying and my dad shouting at my brother. I didn't hear what he was saying though because I was listening to music. I don't know where to post this or if this is the subreddit, it's the right place to post this, but I freaked up and need help. This experience, I think, is a perfect example of intrusive thoughts. At least I hope it is. Well, you would until we read on and realize it's more than just intrusive. Edit, hello everyone. So, it looks like I didn't frick up as bad as I thought I did. Well, you guys are probably right. It could be intrusive thoughts or Oedipus complex. Regardless if it is or isn't though, I'll still suggest it to them as a possibility or something. I had a talk with my brother an hour ago though. It was 3 and we couldn't sleep. He's been having thoughts like these for quite a while. He told me that he dreamed about banging nearly every single female adult or late teenage person in our family. Cousins, aunts, even our freaking grandma. I was mortified, if I'm being honest, but I tried to be more nice and tried to talk about it with him. We had a long talk about what happened. He thanked me and went to bed. I mean, it's a very awkward situation, but at least he isn't calling me gay. It's good to have at least one good moment with him. So he's into incest and also uses homophobic slurs. Wow, that's wonderful! Great, brother! Continuing on, well, hello everyone, I'm back. I talked with my parents about it. They still feel creeped out, but admitted that they could have handled the situation better. My parents are considering getting him a therapist, and although everything isn't normal, it feels slightly better, and that's what matters, I guess. Now he goes on to talk about who Chris Chan is, for those who aren't aware. Not a good person, notorious person. They assaulted their mother sexually, and just, yeah, bad person. Don't associate with them. Also, in case you are curious, they are a Jewish family, so quite religious as a family. He's not religious himself, though, but you can imagine how much that would just make things rather worse. Now, a lot of the comments get rather supportive, at least, to the brother by, highlighting the fact that intrusive thoughts are a thing, and everyone can have them sometimes. This one's my favorite. Personal favorite is every time I'm holding a baby, someone just handed me. Yeet the baby, says my inner voice. My mind's eyes pictures the baby sailing through the air, the look of shock and horror on everyone's face. I carefully hand the baby back. No, do it. Yeet the baby. Fetus yeetus. Gotta say though, props to the brother, at least, for coming clean about this. I mean, it's good on you for acknowledging that. Yeah, that's a bit of a problem, buddy. It's one thing to, have it pop in your head as you're going through the stages of puberty, but also he's 19. And then it's another thing when you're thinking about every, legally aged female in your family. That's some Ben Shapiro to his sister vibes right there. I would agree that I think the parents took this a bit bad. He clearly wasn't proud of it. He doesn't need to be yelled at. I'm glad that he's going to therapy, though. He definitely needs it. Getting back to more deceitful people being deceitful, today I fricked up by accidentally finding the guy I was dating's Reddit account. I was minding my business lurking on subreddits I normally go through. I introduced this guy to Reddit, so I know he frequents it, but I always try to avoid asking anything about it because, well, it's not a big deal and I don't really care what he does on it. Now, while I'm scrolling, I see a very familiar name and think to myself, this can't be him. He wouldn't use his own name in the account. After asking me if I came up with a clever name for mine, but lo and behold, it's him, and I'm bummed that I found his account. He's very active in commenting and putting his life out there. I'm glad he found a platform where he can clearly be himself, because the person he is online is not the person I met or the person he shows in real life. I lurked a bit through his comments and saw he mentions me as his girl at first, then dwindles down to friend. Odd. Anyway, I saw him have sympathy for someone who mentioned they were suicidal, and how he always gives homeless people money because it's something he learned from his mother. I didn't get any of this from him. We dated for 3 years, and I do not know this man he portrays online. I ended things a day before Valentine's Day. He began to just look for me after getting drunk with friends and using my house as a place to crash after and just using me for getting intimate. I take the blame for letting it go on this way for months, thinking if I start doing the things he complains about, not texting him first, looking for him first, taking him out on dates, things would change, but I was wrong. It got worse. The last straw was when he was making fun of me for how much I loved him in front of his friends. He laughed at how I can't focus on work when we're having problems. Still feels so low how he used how much I loved him against me. I feel so low about myself after him because I really loved the guy and still do because he was my first crush and I hate that I saw his Reddit. I hate that he didn't come up with a clever name and I hate that I got the short end of the stick. I wish I got the guy he is on this platform. I feel like a dumb broad who got played. Yeah, top comment here says it. The last straw was when he was making fun of you for how much you loved him in front of his friends. That is the behavior of an A-grade a-hole. I'm sorry it hurts right now, but you've done the right thing. So interesting how he puts on this persona of such a sympathetic, caring man, and yet clearly he likes being good for the power of looking like a good guy, not actually being a good guy. So this next one I'm mentally debating whether or not it's legit based on how much it seems like it's just been plucked from a comedy script. Today I fricked up by getting mad at my wife on my 45th birthday. Setting the stage. I have always tried to be a great husband and father. On the outside, I'm a super nice, respectable, classy guy who doesn't drink much or do drugs, etc. My wife is the only one who knows that, secretly, I'm a total horn dog. She is pretty liberal, but she definitely has her limits. Porn, unfortunately, is one of them. My 45th birthday. I took the day off work and was hoping to spend the day in bed with my wife, watching some filthy movies. She sometimes agrees to watch with me, but only on my birthday. Unfortunately, she wasn't in a good mood that day, and when I asked about it, she got mad, which led to a big fight, and she eventually took off for the store. After she left, I sat on the couch in the living room, stewing, and I thought, I'll just do it myself then. That will show her. So I turned on the dirtiest movie I could find, and a few minutes later, I heard a key in the lock. I figured she had forgotten something or was maybe coming to apologize. I thought, well, I'm not going to cover up or anything. Let her catch me. That'll show her. Then I heard something that I will never forget. Hey, Dad! Happy birthday! My 22-year-old daughter, light of my life, had driven from 2 hours away to surprise her old man on his birthday. I had 2 major problems to deal with. Instantly. 1. My pants were around my ankles and I was sitting naked on the couch. 2. The 65-inch TV was playing something absolutely disgusting. My daughter couldn't see me yet, so my first priority was to turn off the damn TV. I ignored my pants and frantically began looking for the remote. I found it quickly, but in picking it up, I must have hit the wrong button and switched it to a different mode, because none of the buttons worked. I tried to turn off the TV, lower the volume, change the channel. Nothing was working! I don't think I have ever been in a bigger panic in my life. At the very last second, I managed to grab a blanket and throw it over my lap. My daughter walked into the room, saw my horrified face, looked down to my bare legs, turned and looked at the disgusting movie on the TV, and then, with only a dazed look on her face, turned and walked upstairs to her bedroom. I wanted to die. An hour or 2 later, she came downstairs and acted like nothing had happened. I tried to do the same. In 2 years, we have never once addressed this incident, and I'm sure we never will. So, yeah, I hope by you reading into these stories and just listening to them, that you feel assured. If you ever feel like you fricked up at some point in your life, just read these stories. I mean, they really give you some perspective into knowing that, you know what, I'm pretty good. I'm good. What I'm really curious about, though, is how did the wife react to this? Surely you told her. Please tell me you told her. Never keep secrets from your wife, after all. Especially if you like to use your phone to look up transgender women, even though you don't accept their rights, but you do like to bang them, don't you? Some people, I swear. Moving on to someone who clearly missed the opportunity of a lifetime. Today I fricked up by finding my boss's nudes on my work computer. So this happened around 3 years ago. I had just been hired on at a new job and was being trained. Found out the person training me had put in his 2 weeks notice the day I signed on. Skip 2 weeks ahead, I come in on my day off after he had finally pieced out and decided to do a deep clean of the office. After vacuuming, scrubbing the walls and desks, and reorganizing, I figured I might as well deep clean the computer as well. It was a cheap laptop that belonged to the boss at one point. It was loaded with old junk and non-work related programs. I started with uninstalling as many apps as I could, and then moved on to the local files. I noticed that the Windows picture folder was stuffed to the brim. As I was highlighting and deleting a bunch of political memes and pictures of Craigslist ads, I found a folder inside that was simply labeled X. Do I dare? Immediately, I was horrified finding pictures of my boss in provocative poses, many with his hard drive on full display. Also, inside that folder was pictures of employees who worked at the company in the past. My stomach sunk. I just met these people, and now I'm looking at them naked. I sent everything to the recycle bin. I didn't delete it completely as to be respectful of what was my boss's personal stash. I sent him a message on the sly letting him know what I found. The only response I received was, "Get rid of it, now." We have never spoken of it since. Yeah, I'ma just highlight the top comment here because it's... Man, what you doing?
Hey boss, I found this really weird folder with a bunch of nudes on it. Anyway,
Can I have next Friday off? Every Friday. And Mondays too. And Wednesdays. Oh, I'm not really a fan of Thursday either. And you know what? Let's forget about Tuesdays altogether. Saturday too, while we're at it. Don't forget the Lord's Day. And regarding that raise we were talking about. Now, all of these days off were paid vacation, correct? And now get me off. God damn it. I feel that should be another rule of the internet. At some point, the conversation always has to turn sexual. See, remember how we were saying that extortion and stuff is bad and, you shouldn't be done? It's your boss, it doesn't count. That's my justification. I just hope at least that those photos of other co-workers was completely consensual. But what the other question is too then, those files were on the previous workers, like the previous co-worker was using that laptop, so they would have had those files on their laptop. Were they aware? Whoa. Maybe I read it wrong? Yeah, they used the same office before they left. So essentially, well, I guess that's what they were talking about when they said this job had benefits. Moving on to why you should always stock check when you travel. Today I fricked up by having kinky fun in an Airbnb. My partner still lives with their parents, and I live in a small apartment with a nosy roommate. So we don't often get a chance to get freaky. Doesn't help that we've both got some pretty niche interests that we really don't need people knowing. When things get particularly stagnant, aka when lockdowns shut down my roommate's job, we sometimes rent an Airbnb to spend some quality time together. Obviously, we go somewhere with an entirely separate living space from the host, so they don't have to endure the noise or see the plethora of weird toys we bring with us. My screw-up is this. We woke up late and had to pack quickly this morning and didn't have time for a full inventory to make sure everything was accounted for. I felt like something was missing, and I figured I might have lost my hairbrush. Upon getting home and unpacking, I found I had indeed left my hairbrush behind, as well as 3 of the 9 toys, and that stuff was not cheap. They were expensive enough, it would definitely be worth asking the host if I could drop by and come get my missing items, but the host is this sweet old lady, and I can't bring myself to endure the embarrassment of coming by to grab a bag of toys that she would have had to collect from the basement apartment. Please shoot me now. Sweet old lady is not sure what to do with said items and puts them in a closet in case someone comes back for them. Fast forward 6 years when she's died with a weird smile on her face, and her kids find the rest of them in a bag while cleaning out the house. Gossip abounds! I do love this reassuring comment though. Fellow Kingster here, holy Schmidt, there is so much I feel about this. Been there, got the t-shirt. Wishing you luck on the adventure, but remember this, that sweet old lady could have a leather or latex of her own, so don't be too embarrassed. Yeah! Vision that, people. Woo! Grandma in latex, grandma in leather, grandma in latex, grandma in leather. I'll be honest though, I feel finding out too much about people's private lives comes with the territory when you work in something like an Airbnb or just hospitality stay in general. Yeah, my stand's screwed up for some reason. I think I broke it. I'm leaning over you for now. Be truthful here. I guarantee she has a collection of people's misplaced and shamefully forgotten toys. She's just General Grievousing this stuff, like, oh, another addition to my collection. Alright, you sassy Sasquatches, that's gonna end today's video. Thank you for enjoying and perusing for today. Hope you enjoy the rambles. I do find the frick up stories to be quite fun, though they're shorter in average. But as always, let me know what you think. If you have any other preferred stories to read, other subreddits to check out sometime, we can read through them together. A lot of fun. I'm looking into wedding shame gaming hopefully throughout this week. It should be fun. If only someone could get off the goddamn Navy ship they're stuck on, having to help out those people in Tonga. Ah! Anyway, as always, if you have any suggestions for stories, share me on my Insta, email me, comment on here. Either way, I'll be looking. Love your faces. Thank you for drinking water, Veronica.
Ha! Yes. Be manipulated when it's for your better health.
The rest of you, thank you for doing what I say. Children, the fuck am I saying? Bye! It's late. I need to go to bed. God damn.